Wouldn't have been doing this 3 months ago.
You'd be dead.
Flood defences in Bewdley and Worcestershire were breached overnight as the River Severn reached record levels. People were evacuated from their homes just before midnight. 2 severe danger-to-life flood warnings are in place. On one side of the river, millions of pounds has been spent on flood defences and it stayed dry. But on the other side, the barriers were overwhelmed. Those that live there say the defences are smaller than they've seen before.
It comes down to the spend, and it doesn't add up.
Usually the barriers are 1.8 metres high. Where are our barriers? Where were the 1.8s? You can see the watermarks on the walls, where the water came to, and on the fire there.
The pumps couldn't cope with the amount. You got hundreds of tonnes a second travelling past the barriers, and you've got nowhere to go but over the top.
I live in the side of the town which now has barriers. I'm not an engineer, but I know that if it was within the means of the Environment Agency to sort it and stop everybody flooding, they would. I don't know quite what went wrong there. I know we'd all have permanent barriers that side as well, like we have, but I do understand it's a cost situation, which that conundrum has to be sorted out.
And all we ask is if we get the same this side. It does feel like we are the poor relation, you know. Our council tax pennies aren't as valuable as their tax pennies over the other side of the river.
Do you think the right barriers would have done the job?
Personally, yeah. Yeah, I do, because they're a lot higher, they're way bigger than me.
Moving into this temporary accommodation, don't know how long for.
We're coping so well with this whole thing because we're such a close family. We all get on really well, me and my sisters.
I'll be asking questions to Boris Johnson in the lounge tomorrow. Yeah. Wow.
Houses are completely flooded, and you weren't anywhere to be seen.
Well,
where were you?
I'm obviously working round the clock.
He's not coming. He's changed his mind.
We do have a love-hate relationship with this river, let me tell you.
Our Grade 2 style is departed in what I consider to be an embarrassing backward step for Bewdley.
Just as long as it doesn't get brushed under the carpet. Yeah.
Good evening. The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades, and this country is not alone. All over the world, we're seeing the devastating impact of this invisible killer. And so tonight, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Is this ever going to end?
To say we're in temporary accommodation for Christmas, we should be in our home by now.
They're more concerned about the other side of the bridge.
Then to look at what we can do to make sure this doesn't happen again.
It's Saturday the 23rd of January 2021. Yep, it's happened again.